Morning geometry classes. Let's go over our 10.5B samples so we can practice with finding angle measurements and arc measurements in circles given specific information. So here we go. So for the first sample problem, we're given a circle with two intercepted arcs of 123 and 97 degrees and an angle inside of the circle that measures out at x degrees. So how do we find the measurement of this angle x? Well, we know that if we add together these two intercepted arcs, the intercepted arc for angle x and the vertical angle intercepted arc, if we add those together and divide by 2, that will give us the measurement of this angle that we're asked to find. So x is equal to 1/2 times 123 plus 97. Adding 123 plus 97, we arrive at 220. Half of 220 is 110 degrees. Therefore, the measurement of this angle x must be 110 degrees. Sample 2. Again, we're asked to find the measure of angle x. Now, the way that I've drawn the diagram here, everything in black is given information. What's in red, I have added in my attempts to work out the answer to the question. So I wrote in this y degrees to help me work out the answer. The presented diagram includes only what is written in black. This angle y can be worked out by adding together these two intercepted arcs, the intercepted arc for y and the intercepted arc for the vertical angle of y. If we add those together and take half of that, we'll find y. Once we know what y is, we're going to notice that y and x are a linear pair, so we can work out the value of x by adding y and x together to be equal to 180 degrees, because linear pairs are supplementary. So here we go. So first I'm working out what my y is. Half of 176 plus 140, so adding together those two intercepted arcs, and then finding half of that quantity gives me 58. And then now I know if y is 58 degrees, that if I add that to x, that will total up to 180 degrees. So 58 plus x is 180, subtract 58, and our x value is 122 degrees. Clearly this is not drawn to scale, so we're going to trust the information that's provided in terms of the degree angle measurements, but these diagrams are not necessarily drawn to scale. Sample 3. In sample 3, we're finding the measurement of this angle x here. We're told that this line M is tangent to the circle, and this intercepted arc here is 108 degrees. So again, the relationship for our tangent lines to our circles is that the intercepted arc will be twice as many degrees as the angle, or the angle is half the number of degrees of the intercepted arc. So x is half of 108 degrees, half of 108 is 54, therefore the measurement of angle x must be 54 degrees. Here comes our last sample for lesson 10.5b samples. So on sample 4, we're finding the measurement of arc ABC, this big arc here. And once again, I have added this y degrees to the diagram to help me answer the question. The presented diagram includes only what is written in black. So my first job is to say, well, since y degrees and 38 degrees form a linear pair, it must be true those two angles are supplementary and add to 180 degrees. So I'm going to figure out, first of all, that my y is 142 degrees based on that supplementary pair information. Now, to figure out this arc ABC, I'm going to remember the relationship that this angle y will be half the number of degrees of the intercepted arc. So I set up my equation. Half of arc ABC is y. Half of the measurement of arc ABC will be 142 degrees. That comes from what I worked out my y to be. Then I multiply both sides by 2, and I will find the measurement of arc ABC is 284 degrees. And that completes our samples for 10.5b. Make sure that you are including all of these samples in your lesson work, submitting this with your lesson, and when you're ready, move on to today's quiz. We'll see you next time.